All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're jumping into an episode that's just completely packed. We're talking about impossible choices, a hero who literally becomes a slave, and a deadly tournament where the prize, well, it's more personal than anyone could possibly imagine.
The entire episode really hinges on this one single heartbreaking line. In a letter, Princess Sunaina lays it all out. She's sacrificing her own freedom to stop a massacre. By just walking straight into the arms of the villain Dajjal, she kicks off a chain reaction that is going to change everything for everyone.
So here's how we're going to break this down. We're essentially following two totally separate stories. You've got Princess Sanaya's noble sacrifice on one side, and then there's our hero Hatim's terrifying fall into slavery on the other. And we're going to see exactly how these two paths are destined to crash into each other in the most brutal way. Okay, so let's start with Sunaina's impossible choice. Picture this, two massive armies standing on the edge of a battlefield, seconds away from charging. You can feel the tension. A bloodbath is about to happen. But Princess Sunaina, she has a very different plan. And you just can't get over how different their motives are here. Sunaina's goal is pure self-sacrifice. She walks right into Dajjal's palace, agrees to marry him, all to stop the war. Dajjal, though, for him, this is the final piece of the puzzle. He's planning to fuse his evil magic with her powers of goodness and, rule the entire world. So Dajjal actually holds up his end of the bargain, but he does it in the most terrifying way you can think of. Just as the armies are about to clash, he calls on his dark magic and literally rips the earth in two, creating this massive fiery canyon right between them. So yeah, the war is over, but at a terrible, terrible cost. And now, with Sunaina right there by his side, Dajjal lets his true ambition fly. He starts boasting that goodness itself is about to be wiped out, that he's going to enslave angels and control the sun and the moon. I mean, he hasn't just won a princess. In his mind, he's already won the whole world. Okay, so while all of that high drama is unfolding at the palace, let's pivot to our second storyline. Because our hero, Hatim, is waking up to a completely different and way more personal kind of hell. These are literally the first words out of Hatim's mouth. He's totally confused, he's disoriented, and he has absolutely no memory of how he got here. And honestly, we're right there with him, trying to figure out what in the world happened. Just look at this breakdown of his situation. It's not good. He's locked in a cage on a moving cart, surrounded by other captives who tell him what he doesn't want to hear. They're all slaves. The hero who was supposed to save everyone is now just property. Then, at this chaotic slave market, Hatim spots his friend, Hobo, being sold. Of course, his heroic instincts kick right in, and he breaks free to try and save him. But his strength and courage only get him noticed by a powerful chieftain, a sardar, who buys Hatim for himself right there on the spot. So, in trying to escape one trap, he's walked straight into a new one. And this Sardar? He isn't just some random slave owner. Oh no. He has a very specific and very violent plan for Hatim. He doesn't see a man. He sees a weapon that's going to help him get what he wants. So the Sardar's plan? It's as simple as it is brutal. 1, he saw Hatim's power at the market. 2, he bought him. 3, to control him, he threatens to kill Hatim's friends. And the final step? Forcing him to compete in a legendary and very bloody tournament to win glory for his new master. But Hatim, he's not having it. Even as a slave, his principles are rock solid. He flat out tells the Sardar he would rather die than take part in this bloody game. He refuses to be a pawn. So the Sardar corners him with a choice that isn't really a choice at all. Fight in the grand tournament in the magical city of Shakila in 3 days, or he and every single one of his friends will be executed. There's just no way to win here. And just like that, both of our stories are on a collision course, both headed for the exact same place, the magical city of Shakila. Hatim is dragged there as a slave fighter, while Dajjal and the princesses show up as guests of honor. You just know this is going to get messy. So, inside the palace, Princess Jasmine finally reunites with Sunaina, who explains why she's surrendered to Dajjal. But even when she's told that everyone thinks Hatim is dead, Jasmine's faith is just absolute. She insists Hatim is alive and he will return. The tournament kicks off with this huge ceremony, but before the first fight can even begin, the special guest, Dajjal, steps forward. He announces that, on top of all the usual title and glory, he is offering his own special prize. A prize so incredible, he claims, that whoever wins it will consider himself the luckiest man in the entire world. And then he reveals it. Princess Jasmine. Dajjal announces that the champion of the tournament wins her hand in marriage. In that single instant, the stakes change completely. Hatim realizes he's not just fighting for his life or for his friends' lives anymore. Now, he's being forced to fight for the freedom of the woman he loves. So, with his face hidden behind a mask and absolutely everything he cares about on the line, Hatim steps into the arena. The fight for his life, for his love, and for his freedom is on. And this tournament is a brutal gauntlet. First up, he's against a massive champion, and he only wins after a long, grueling fight. Then, two twin warriors attack him at the same time, pushing him right to his limits. But the final round? Oh, the final round is something else entirely. Two warriors charge into the arena on horseback, but they don't have swords. They're hurling these explosive spheres that detonate the second they hit something. Hatim is forced to just run for his life, desperately dodging a nonstop barrage of deadly explosions. He manages to avoid a few of the blasts, but then his luck runs out. A direct hit sends him flying through the air and he crashes hard to the ground, completely motionless. The crowd, judge all, and a horrified Jasmine can only watch as our hero lies there, defeated. And that's where the episode leaves us. Hatim, broken in the arena, his enemies celebrating, and his love, the prize, waiting for his defeat. It really all boils down to one question, doesn't it? How can a slave with nothing left win back everything he's ever wanted? Looks like we're going to have to wait to find out.